Hey guys, RB here. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel today. Got several different things in the works today. Today's video, we're going to focus on electrolysis. Electrolysis parts cleaning. I'll kind of give you a tutorial about it. I won't go into the technical details of it, but kind of give you some history and stuff. So, electrolysis parts cleaning, I love it. It's a way to clean parts, and I think it does a pretty good job. It can be used in conjunction with sandblasting. You can just sandblast. I personally am not a huge fan of sandblasting. Two things about it. The best sandblasting works when you have a very big compressor, a lot of air, and a lot of sand, and a good area to do it in. You typically want to do sandblasting when it's dry out and it's hot. And I'm just not a fan of it, guys. You know, you get in a monkey suit and try to sandblast stuff out, and it does a great job, but it's just a hot, sticky job. So I'm not crazy about it. I like doing cabinet sandblasting for small parts, but it's limited. You know, and typically when you want to sandblast, it's a big thing. So like a tractor frame or something. So anyway, so electrolysis parts cleaning is my go-to. I do it in conjunction with, if I have painted parts and stuff, I might do some acid bath cleaning or stripper cleaning. But electrolysis, for me, for the most time, works the best. So what is electrolysis? Basically, you're using electricity and water. Oh, there we go. Somebody's going to say, you're going to electrocute yourself. I've done this for several years. I've never electrocuted myself. I've blown breakers. I've shorted out battery chargers, but never gotten into a situation where I am electrocuted myself. So what we do is typically you have a container, and I'll show you mine. I usually start off with these. I've done several different containers. These work best. I like these because you can really see when it's removing stuff. Hence, this one is a dirty container. I really need to clean it. I'll get on that. And you can see the rings of the debris that have come off the parts and clean. So what we're going to do today is I actually have a little container, and unfortunately it's not clear, so it's going to be a little hard to see. But what I've got to clean is carburetor for the bead project that we're working on, getting that bead running again. So I just have this, and then with that electrode. Let me zoom in and I'll show you guys how we're going to set this up. We'll go ahead and get it going. Electrolysis uses baking soda traditionally for cleaning. I have experimented with other products, and I will show you how we do that. So let's get going on this, and this should be a lot of fun for today's project.
Alright, so some of the A, B's, and C's of electrolysis. Some of the things you'll need is a container. You need an electrode, and this is what I have put together for this electrode. You can use grates. I've used like old refrigerator racks or metal racks. You can use a single piece of rebar. The reason I did this is we're going to have an item in here, and it's important to kind of try to get the electrical current to flow. And what I have found is if you try to encapsulate all the way around with different points, it tends to clean the part really well all the way around versus just one corner. So this is what I have gone to. The most important thing is whatever parts you put in here, you don't want them to touch. So like this here, you guys can see, it's going to sit right in the middle, nothing's touching, and that's going to be important, and I will show you why here in just a little bit. So how this works, container. We're going to fill this with water. The main thing is it needs to be up above the part that you're going to be cleaning. And then this is a baking soda product, so use just traditional baking soda. But as I mentioned, you can also use other products, and some of the other products I've used is some OxyClean or just generic oxygen cleaner. This is Awesome's brand, and I say generic, but Awesome is actually a really good brand. So I've used that, and then the OxyClean. Now, one thing I like about this, so traditional OxyClean is like a detergent base, which works really well, but I don't know. The OxyClean, the Awesome brand, similar, but it's more like a pellet base. So it's a little bit more um, put together, which I think kind of works in some areas. For example, like the bowl here, where it can build up at the bottom and then kind of just really do its magic. So we're going to get this together. What I'm going to do is go ahead and grab some water, and we'll get water in here, and then I'll show you guys how we're going to assemble this and kind of what we do to do this. So another thing that you're going to need is a battery charger, and what I found is the traditional shop battery chargers work the best. I would say you want 20 amps or more. I think what we're going to run this one at is probably the 40 amp setting, and we'll do it for a time base of 60 minutes. Give us an hour and we can check and see how well it's worked. So I would stay away. I don't want to, you don't really want to do the start modes, because as you can see, that's 40 amp, but it's 100 amp surge charges or 200 amp surge charges. I don't think those will work very well, so we don't want to do those. So 12 volt 40 amp I think is about where you want to be. That seems to be where I've used it in the past, if I'm remembering right. And as I said in another one of my videos, I tried the little chargers. They're just not powerful enough, guys. I got this one to like get it to activate a little bit, but it just wasn't enough amp. So you need to have a little bit of amperage here. So anyways, let me grab the water and we'll get this set up. All right, so I have put water in this unit here. What we're going to do is grab our part that we want to clean. We'll put it right in the middle. Okay. We'll grab our electrode and put it in there. We can see it's not touching anywhere. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Let me get you guys set up here. Okay, so I have hooked up the cables. So the part that you're wanting to clean, negative connection, and you can connect it to it. Now if you can't clamp to it for something, because maybe it's a round, maybe it's a ball, and you can't clamp that to it, you can run a rod or something to it, or put a metal plate and set that on top of it, and then connect to it. It just has to make that connection. And then obviously for the positive, you're up here. So that's how we want it set up. Material wise, let's go ahead and put some baking soda in there. I don't think there's any rhyme to the amount. I mean, like I said, I've tried different things. I usually just try to get some of it on there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use any OxyClean right now. I'm just going to use the baking soda. We're all set up there. Let's go ahead and get this charger plugged in. Alright. Should we see what this does? Okay, we're set to 60. We can look at our gauges, and you will notice that see, the good gauge is bouncing up and down. That means it's getting continuity through there. And I believe as this is working and it builds elements, this will actually come up. So if we look at this, okay, so if you look around this post, see how it's bubbling away from the post? Okay, and it should be doing that at all 4 corners. Guess what, guys? We are electroding here. So what that's doing is positive and negative neutrons. I don't know this stuff, guys, and I apologize. So it's doing a chemical reaction inside the tank, and what it's doing is it's actually going to pull all the dirt and grime and stuff off of that carburetor. So we will give it 60 minutes here and see what it does, and we'll come back to you guys. Alright guys, it's been about 10 minutes and you can already see the dirt building up on top. It is just going to town, doing its magic, working very well. So this is why I like to have clear sides. It's kind of cool because all the dirt and grime ends up at top, so you can look through the side of the container and you can actually see it working, and it's a pretty cool system. So alright, we'll continue on. Alright guys, so we got less than 15 minutes. If we look at the dial, yeah, we're probably about 8 minutes left, I'd say. Yeah, and you can see how yucky the water is starting to look. We'll go ahead and let it wind down all the way, and then we'll take it apart and see what it's done here. Alright guys, so round 1 is completed. Let's go ahead and remove our cables. our base. And let's see how well it did. Pretty good. So you can see all the debris and stuff it removed. What I'm going to do now is grab a wire brush and I'm going to clean it really good. Take off anything I can find that's, you know, remotely shouldn't be there. And then we'll probably go ahead and run it one more time. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the bowl in there too at the same time. This next time we'll run just OxyClean though. And we'll see what kind of oils and stuff come off then. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put the bowl in the carburetor, put both pieces back in there, and we're using OxyClean this time. And you can see how this boils up. So and then around the post, see how this post, it's attracting all the cleaning. So watch what happens with this go around. We're going to run it again for about 60 minutes and see what happens. Alright, so it's been about probably 15 minutes or so, and you can see that the OxyClean does a little bit different than the baking soda. It foams up. I'm going to say that it's working down in there. We're going to let it run its course, and then we will check up on it. So I hope you guys enjoy this kind of content. If you would, give me a big thumbs up, leave comments. Love to read comments and write back to you, get dialogues going. And if you haven't already, you know, maybe recommend my channel to someone you know. We really want to grow this channel, get up there, play with the big dogs, so to speak. So I appreciate it. This is what I like doing. I enjoy doing this, and I've been doing it for a long time. So just feels good to be able to do it and share what I do with others. So we'll come back and check up on this in a little while. Ding, 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 end of round 2. So here we are. We've run the baking soda in this batch, and it has definitely done something. So let's see what's up with all this. Electrode out. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so that feels pretty good. We'll give that a quick wire brush, and there's still a lot of surface rust inside there, but you got to remember this thing was really bad. So I'm happy with that. Maybe get a little steel wool out. Look at that. Nice and clean. So, alright, happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let these dry out, but I'm also going to put some brake cleaner and stuff on them, and that'll kind of get rid of the water aspect of it. And I think these things are about ready to go ahead, and they're ready for our carburetor kit. So we might have to get surface rust off of them again before I put that kit in. I may go ahead and paint them. Let me see what I got going on here. Okay, the parts are all done, so there's what we're left with the water. Pretty yucky. I just wire brushed the parts off, got all the loose stuff off, and they're outside sitting in the sun. I'm going to go and throw some primer on the bases, just so we can protect them a little bit. So there we go, that's electrolysis 101. We'll have more parts in the future to do, and look forward to it. Hope you enjoy this kind of content. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, leave comments, and check out my other videos. Thank you.